Hello everyone, welcome back. As part of our previous video, we have defined the interface view and the projection view. And in our interface view, we have defined two fields which will be custom. That means we are not getting from the standard database views or the tables. Now let us proceed by creating the behavior definition. So here we will be going with the unmanaged approach and click on finish. So we have the class. We have to generate this class. Before that, I don't want this create and delete available. Activate this one and do control plus one for creating the implementation of the class. So our class is ready now and I'm activating the class also. If you observe here, we have some methods which came by default, which are update, read, and lock. So for reading the entity and updating the entity, you have to write the code inside these methods which are given by the SAB. And for save and clean up, finalize, we have some of the methods defined automatically. Now let us create one action with abstract entity so that it will accept the number whatever we are trying to give. Action, enter number, parameter, and z serious underscore I underscore abs. So this will be the abstract entity. So this is not yet created. So let me go to data definitions and new data definition z serious underscore I underscore abs, abstract entity. And here in the template, we have to choose the abstract entity creation. We don't need parameters. Here I will be giving the name, enter number, and that is of integer 4 and activate this one. Once that got activated, just do refresh here. So our error will be removed and we have one warning that it is not implemented. Activate this one and do control plus one. So we have the method implementation now available. Before writing the code, we wanted to expose this action into the metadata and we have to see how this action will be looking in the front end, and we have to give that action in the behavior projection as well. So for that, let us create the metadata extension z cds sales underscore md. metadata extension for sales. Now we have to choose the layer here, and in our projection view we have to use the annotation at the rate of metadata allow extensions true and activate this one. Now you won't be getting any error here, else you will be getting the error allow extensions is missing. I will just do control space and I will be inserting all the elements. Now I have to define the annotations for each of this one. Since I don't have any object base, I will just write the annotation for displaying at the line item level, which is in the list base. We have position, and if you want to give label, that also you can give sales order. Like this, we can give. For order quantity unit, we don't need because it will be by default coming up with the quantity. These are reference objects. We can use at the rate of UI hidden true. So it won't display at the front end. Now let us change the positions, and label, let me give it a sales order item, and then here it will be material, and let me give it a sales order quantity. Enter number, and this will be our calculated quantity. Let us activate this one. Now we have the metadata. Let us go here and refresh the application. So we have the fields available by default now because we have created the metadata extension. Now we have these values coming up. I want some selection criteria. That means one selection field, which is the sales order. For that, at the rate of consumption dot, okay. For getting the selection field, we have an annotation which help you to make the field as selectable. that is UI dot selection field. So inside this one, we have position. So position is 10, and we have something like, if you want to give the range and all, you can also give that one also. How you can give that means using the consumption filter. Consumption dot filter. So we have default value here, and mandatory. If this is mandatory or not, multiple selections, it has to be enabled or not. Selection type, whether it is single or range or like that, we can give. If you go to selection type, we have interval, range, single, like that you can give. So as of now, I'm not giving anything, but if you want some of the mandatory or selection race, you can give this one. Even for range also, you have to use this one. So I made the sales order as selection field now, and if you just refresh this one, selection will field will be coming up here. Yeah, we have the selection field. You can just click on go. If you want, you can just enter the sales order number, and it will just display the data like this. Now let us create the behavior projection as well. Projection view, and click on next, finish. So by default, our action has came up here since we have the action before only. Okay, that will be fine. If you have created the projection view before only, you have to use this syntax, which is use action, and you have to give the action name. Now for getting the action in our front end, you have to use some other thing, which is data action. And then we will be having something as label. Let us do one thing, comma. So I will be defining the action related things here. And what is our action name? Enter number. The same thing you have to give. It is the case sensitive. And label, you can give it as enter number. So we have to activate this one. Let me activate this. So once it got activated, Okay, here we have missed something, which is type. Type also we have to give for action, and then data action and the label. So let me reactivate it again. Okay, once it got activated, let us go here and refresh the application. Now, if you observe here, we have the action available. If we until before, if I click on go, we have the data, just the data display. Now you have something which is an action defined in our behavior definition. If you click on this one, a pop-up will come up. Okay, we have to select a record, and then we have to click on this action, since this is an instance action. So for that purpose, let us go to our behavior definition and define one more action: create delivery result $1 of self, and activate this one. Do control plus 1. We have redefined the method and activate this one also. Now, okay, let us expose this particular thing in our projection also. Use action and then action name. It will come up automatically here. Let me refresh it and click on go. Okay, we have not exposed it in the metadata. Let us do that. And here we have to give the name of the action, which is this one. Create delivery and activate this one. Now let us go to our application and refresh it. Click on go. So until before, we don't have these checkboxes available. Even if we have created this action, since this is action with parameter, we don't have these checkboxes available. But since I have created an action without any parameters and exposed it in the UI, the checkboxes came up automatically, if you have observed. That's why I have created this action now. If I select a record and click on this one, a pop-up should come up. Okay, somehow the pop-up is not coming. Let us check why it is not coming. Okay, we have defined the action with parameter. Yes, and it is available here, and we have it in the metadata extension and behavior projection as well. Let me write some code here, some dummy code. I have to read all the fields. Okay, we have used the EML statement for reading the beaver. Click on go. The pop-up is not coming. Let us check the parameter. Yes, this is activated. Okay, let us check why it is not coming. Okay, if you observe here, the data action names are different. The name is enter number, but here some typo mistake happened. That's why we don't have the desired result. Let us change this one and activate this. Okay, once it got activated, let us refresh the output and see how it's coming now. Okay, it got activated. The system is slow, so it is taking a time. Maybe once we see the enter number action is coming properly, we will be stopping this video with this, and we will be covering up the next things in the next video. Okay, it's very slow. Let me go back and refresh the application. Click on go. Select a record. Let me refresh it again because I don't see anything clear here. I can see these are disabled and I am unable to select a record. Yeah, now I can. So if I click on this enter number action, now the pop-up is coming. So we have to enter the number here. And if we click on this enter number, our method will be triggered, which is there in the class. And that number should be updated here, and based on that number we have to do calculation with the sales order quantity, and that updated quantity we will be storing in this field, and that values should also be updated in our app. That's how we have to do. So since the system is very slow, we will be continuing up in our next video. So I hope this video is clear for you. If you have any queries, please do let me know in the comment section, and see you in the next video.